Look down at your own hands right now. They are warm. They are soft. They have never once fought to keep you alive in real cold. Now imagine those same hands 20,000 years ago. The wind is screaming across a frozen plain. The temperature is 40 degrees below zero. There is no wall, no heater, no door to close. Just you, a thin animal skin, and a world of ice that wants you dead. This is the Ice Age. And the question is simple. How did anyone survive it? Now here is what you probably picture. A group of hunched, shivering cavemen, huddled in a dark cave, waiting for the cold to pass, barely hanging on, too primitive to do much about it. But that is not what happened, not even close. The last ice age lasted for tens of thousands of years. That is longer than farming has existed. It is longer than every city, every written word, and every empire you have ever heard of, combined. And here is the thing nobody tells you. Humans did not just survive the Ice Age. The Ice Age is where we became us. The cold did not break us. It invented us. Every tool that would later build civilization, the needle, the hearth, the shared hunt, the storehouse, was forged in that cold. Stay with me. Because by the end, you will never look at a warm room the same way again. Start with the most obvious weapon against the cold fire. By the Ice Age, humans had been using fire for hundreds of thousands of years. But out on the frozen steppe, fire stopped being a luxury. It became the center of human life. A single hearth did four things at once. It threw out heat. It cooked food, which unlocked far more calories from every bite. It pushed back the dark, and its light and smoke kept hungry predators at the edge of the circle. Archaeologists even have a name for this glowing spot. They call it the home base, one fire that a whole group organized their lives around. Think about that for a moment. The first living room was a ring of stones around a flame, in the middle of a frozen world. But fire only warms one side of you at a time to move through an Ice Age landscape. You needed something fire could never give you. You needed to carry your warmth with you. You needed clothes, and not just any clothes. Picture the classic caveman. One rough hide thrown over a shoulder, like a furry towel. For a long time, that was probably close to the truth. A draped skin keeps some wind off you. But at 40 below, a loose hide is a death sentence. The cold pours in through every gap. So somebody, somewhere, made a leap that changed everything. They invented tailored clothing. It was fitted, layered, and sewn shut against the wind. And the most important tool in that whole revolution was tiny. It was the eye of a needle. At sites across Ice Age Europe and Asia, we find needles carved from bone and ivory. Each one has a hole punched through the end for thread. Some of them are at least 40,000 years old. That little hole is one of the most underrated inventions ever. It let people stitch separate pieces of hide into one closed garment. Sleeves, trousers, hoods, and boots, a second skin, custom fit, that trapped warm air against the body. At a site called Sungir in Russia, there are graves from around 34,000 years ago. The bodies were covered in thousands of tiny beads. Each bead was carved by hand from mammoth ivory. From the way they lay, we can tell the beads were sewn straight onto fitted clothing. Caps, jackets, trousers, and even footwear. These were not shivering brutes in rags. They were people in tailored, decorated, cold weather gear. And here is a detail that should give you chills. We have found plenty of evidence that Neanderthals used animal hides, but we have almost never found eyed needles at their sites. The leading theory is that Neanderthals mostly draped their hides, while our ancestors learned to sew them. Now, nobody thinks a single needle wiped out a whole human species. There were many differences between us, and plenty we still argue about. But when the coldest part of the Ice Age arrived, tailored clothing may have been one quiet advantage that helped our kind pull through. There is one more strange clue about how far back clothing goes. It comes from body lice. These insects live and breed in clothing, not on bare skin, so they could only appear after humans began wearing clothes regularly. When geneticists ran the molecular clock, the answer came back at roughly 100,000 years, which means we were probably wrapping up long before the worst of the ice arrived. We had a serious head start. Fire warmed you, clothing wrapped you, but you still needed somewhere to sleep that the wind could not reach. And on the open steppe, there was a problem. There were almost no trees for miles. So what do you build a house out of in a land with no wood? You build it out of the giants. Living all around you in Ukraine, at a place called Mezhirich, archaeologists uncovered something astonishing. Whole huts built almost entirely from mammoth bones. We are talking hundreds of bones for a single dwelling. Huge jaws were stacked in interlocking patterns to make the walls. Tusks were arched over the top as a frame. Then the entire structure was draped in heavy hides to seal it. One of these homes used the bones of dozens of mammoths, and it is around 15,000 years old. Think about what that actually takes. You have to haul bones that each weigh as much as a person. You have to understand structure and load and balance. You have to make a dome stand up in a screaming gale. This is not desperate huddling. This is architecture. It is engineering on a frozen plain with the only material for miles. Now, all of this cost energy. Staying warm burns a staggering number of calories. So the real daily question of the Ice Age was not only how do I stay warm, it was how do I eat enough to keep the furnace running. Luckily, the Ice Age world was far from empty. Across the cold grasslands roamed some of the largest animals humans have ever hunted: woolly mammoths, giant bison, and herds of wild horses, great migrations of reindeer. Scientists call this vanished world the mammoth steppe, and it was packed with walking mountains of meat. But here is a twist most people miss. In extreme cold, meat alone is not enough. If you eat nothing but lean meat, you can actually starve with a full belly. Your body cannot handle that much pure protein, and it slowly poisons you. Explorers later gave this a grim nickname. They called it rabbit starvation. The thing that truly kept you alive was fat. Fat is dense, slow, burning fuel. And in an Ice Age winter, it was worth more than gold. So hunters prized the fatty cuts, the marrow inside the bones, and the rich organs far above lean muscle. And when they made a big kill, they did not simply feast and move on. They stored what was left in a frozen world. The ground itself is a freezer. You dig a pit into the frozen soil, drop the meat inside, and the cold keeps it for months. It was a natural refrigerator, tens of thousands of years before electricity. But hunting a mammoth raises an obvious problem. A mammoth is enormous. It has tusks longer than a car, and it really does not want to die. Walking up to one with a handheld spear is a fast way to become a stain on the grass. So Ice Age humans got smarter about killing from a distance. They built the spear thrower. It is a carved handle that cradles the back of a dart. It works like an extra elbow, launching a light spear far harder and faster than an arm ever could. Later came the bow. Suddenly, a hunter could sink a deadly point into a huge animal from many steps away and live to hunt again. And almost none of this worked alone. Bringing down a giant took a whole group moving as one. Some hunters drove the herd forward. Others waited hidden in ambush. Some steered the animals toward a bog, or a cliff, or a narrow gap where their size became a weakness. This was teamwork with lives on the line, and it needed something we rarely credit to the Ice Age. It needed planning and language and deep trust, which brings us to the part that surprises people the most. The Ice Age was not a cultural dark age. It was a creative explosion across Europe. Archaeologists keep finding seashells, rare stones, and amber. Many of these traveled hundreds of miles from where they began. People were trading. Networks of distant groups were passing goods and ideas, and even marriage partners across vast frozen distances. And why does that matter for survival? Because a network is insurance. If your own valley had a terrible year, knowing the people 2 rivers over could be the line between starving and being saved. They also made art. Staggering art deep inside caves, like Lascaux and Chauvet. Humans painted herds of horses, lions, and bison by flickering firelight. Their skill still stops modern artists in their tracks. They carved small figurines, played flutes cut from bird bone, and buried their dead with care and decoration. And this was not idle decoration. Shared stories, shared symbols, and shared art are the glue of a group. They tell you exactly who your people are, in a world where survival depended on cooperation. That glue was not a luxury. It was a tool, every bit as vital as the needle or the spear. Now make no mistake, it was brutal. At the coldest peak, much of the land turned too harsh, even for us. People were squeezed into small, warmer pockets in the south, called refugia. Numbers dropped hard, in many places. Humans simply vanish from the record. We came through the Ice Age smaller and scarred. But we came through. And think about what we were carrying when we finally walked out into a warming world. We walked out with tailored clothing, with built shelter, with stored food, with weapons that killed from a distance, with trade networks spanning the land, with art and music and story. Now, look at that list again. That is not a survival kit. That is the starting kit for civilization itself. This is the thing nobody tells you about the Ice Age. The cold did not just test us, it taught us. Every winter was a brutal problem, and every solution we invented, we kept. The needle that closed a coat would one day stitch a sail. The planning that trapped a mammoth would one day plan a city. We did not survive the Ice Age in spite of being human. We became human by surviving it. So the next time you step inside from the cold and feel that wave of warmth wash over you, take 1 second to feel it properly. That comfort was not free. It was bought. Across thousands of freezing years, by people with soft, warm hands just like yours. They refused to give up. They only wanted to make it to spring. Instead, they accidentally invented us. There is a whole world of these little human mysteries hiding inside the things we never think about. Stick around and stay curious.